Thanks for listening to another ep of 21 Questions. My name's Mike. I run trivia shows. I'm glad you're here. Let's go. Question 1. Which franchise, think movies, think TV shows, I think even comic books, features a rat named Splinter? That would be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They were massive at one point. I guess they probably still are. I may have aged out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle demographic. Question 2. Which sport utilizes a small white ball known as a jack? It's also sometimes called a kitty. It's lawn bowls, and a big hello to the lawn bowlers out there. I was about to say something ageist, and I shan't, because young people can play lawn bowls too. They just don't. Question 3. In which reality TV show might you be told the tribe has spoken before being instructed to put your torch out? That's Survivor. Question 4 is always a true or false in this podcast. True or false? In golf, the only major that is played at the same course each year is the Masters. Is that true? Is that false? That is true. In golf, the only major played at the same course each year is the Masters. The winner gets a fancy green jacket, but they don't get to keep it. You're allowed to hang on to it for 1 year, but after that you've got to give it back, and you apparently can wear it when you go visit that club at Augusta where the Masters is played. There you go. Question 5. Which controversial games that allowed competitors to use steroids and other banned substances ran from May 21 to 24 of this year in Las Vegas? That was the enhanced games. The enhanced games, they allowed the athletes to, quote, juice to the gills, and they expected a whole bunch of world records would fall, but you know what? Only one did, and obviously that won't count anyway because, there's this whole the competitors are cheating vibe going on. Anyway, question 6. If an angle is less than 90 degrees, is it an acute or obtuse angle? That's an acute angle, and you might recognize that question as a companion question to the obtuse angle question that I think we did last episode. Might have been the one before. Question 7. What type of car was Herbie, as featured in a series of movies between 1968 and 2005? Do you remember those movies? What type of car was Herbie? Okay, so I'd accept VW, I'd accept Beetle. The most correct answer is a 1963 Volkswagen Beetle. Good-o! After question 7, we do the first clues for the Who Am I for the ep. Today it's a person. Who am I? I was born on April 25, 1969 in Katy, which is a small town outside of Houston in Texas. I initially wanted to be a journalist. I studied English literature at the University of Texas at Austin, but was drawn to acting following my brief work on stage whilst in college. I went on to do some minor parts in movies, but first gained widespread attention for my role opposite Tom Cruise in a 1996 movie that the world loved. Who could that be? More clues coming up after question 14, though. For now, question 8. How many countries in Africa have a name that begin with the letter E? Now, here's the thing. 10 years ago, the answer to that was 4. And those 4 would have been Egypt, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Equatorial Guinea. But in 2018, a country called Swaziland changed its name, and they changed it to Eswatini. So now there are 5 countries in Africa that start with the letter E. Good-o. That's 8. Question 9. The words hurricane, platinum, and vanilla are words used in English, but they actually began in which language? Was it Dutch or Spanish? It would be Spanish. True story. Question 10. Which actor starred in Third Rock from the Sun, played a serial killer on Dexter, Winston Churchill in The Crown, and is playing Dumbledore in the new TV adaptation of Harry Potter? That's John Lithgow. John Lithgow, he's got some range. Question 11, it's another true or false. True or false? In Gilligan's Island, Mrs. Howell, who was known as Lovey's real first name, was Eunice. Is that true? Is that false? Apparently, Mrs. Howes only referred to as Eunice once in the entire show, but that's true. Her real first name is Eunice. Question 12, one for the drinkers. What kind of rum is used to make a fluffy duck? A fluffy duck is made with white rum, so think Bacardi. Question 13. In Asian food, what is nasi, as in nasi goreng or nasi lemak? The nasi part of that means rice. Question 14. Which European country will host the next Winter Olympics? The next Winter Olympics will be held in the French Alps, so France, and that will be in the year 2030 if you want to save up and buy a ticket and go. More clues now for the Who Am I? If you remember, it's the actor born in Texas, did a movie with Tom Cruise, I think it was 1996. Who am I? I've won 2 Academy Awards, 2 BAFTA Awards, and 4 Golden Globe Awards. Also, that Tom Cruise movie I mentioned just before, that was a little movie called Jerry Maguire. I also starred as Roxy Hart in the musical Chicago, and I won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for my performance in the drama Cold Mountain in 2003, and also Best Actress for my portrayal of Judy Garland in the 2019 movie Judy. Well, I'm pretty sure we know who that is, but I will do final clues after question 20, just in case you've been living under a rock all this time and don't know who Renee Zellweger is. Alright, question 15, also the name of a famous band. Which 7-letter word is the Buddhist state of bliss or peace experienced in life or entered into at death? That would be Nirvana, and I'm trying to send peaceful vibes. How's that going? Question 16, is the main type of sugar found in fruit glucose or fructose? Okay, I want you to know I said fructose with an R. Good. It's fructose. The answer is fructose. And all the people going, sugar fruit will make you fat. The sugar fruit will not make you fat, people. You'd have to eat so much of it for it to make a difference. Look it up. Look it up. I'm not having this argument with you. Look it up. Thank you. Question 17. Is the chemical symbol for zinc Z, ZA, or ZN? So think Z, ZA, Z. Was that helpful? I don't know if it was. Anyway, the chemical symbol for zinc is ZN. Sorry, I'm in a mood. Question 18. Which celebrity chef is known for the cookbooks in which meals can be made specifically within a given time frame? For example, there's his name's 15-minute meals and also his name's 30-minute meals. Who's that? That's Jamie Oliver, as in Jamie's 15-minute meals, Jamie's 30-minute meals. Got that? Good. Lovely jubbly. Question 19, is always a still alive or not so much on this podcast. I give you a name, you tell me if you think that person is still alive or not so much. I say you tell me, like don't ring me or anything, just maybe chat to the speakers of your car if that's what you're doing, or if you're out walking, mention it to a passerby, just right now. For example, today, still alive or not so much, Neil Diamond. You might, if you're out walking right now, you might just say to someone walking past, hey, I think Neil Diamond's still alive, and see what they say. Or you might go, hey, sad about Neil Diamond, no longer with us, eh? And just see what they do. Anyway, today's still alive or not so much, Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond liked the word sweet, as in crunchy granola sweet and sweet Caroline, different kinds of sweet. Neil Diamond is still alive. He's 85 years old. Did you go see Hugh Jackman played a Neil Diamond tribute artist in a movie called Song Sung Blue? I haven't seen it yet. I saw the previews, though. It's basically Hugh in a very unattractive wig, so that sounds like a wait for it to come out on Netflix type vibe to me. Question 20, music. A 1977 song by Billy Joel is Scenes from an which nationality restaurant? That's Scenes from an Italian restaurant. One of my favourite Billy Joel songs right there. Okay, final clues for the Who Am I. And honestly, if you don't know who the Who Am I is, I don't know how to help you. I said it. I literally said it before. But look, you know what? Sure, I'll do them. I'll do it by the numbers. Here we go. Final clues for the Who Am I. I played Bridget Jones in the Bridget Jones's Diary franchise. And I've also starred in the Netflix series What If? My name is Renee Zellweger. I am, of course, Seriously? Really? Okay, look, it's Renee Zellweger. I don't know if this is the podcast for you if you didn't know that. Like, I love my listeners, and I'm trying to grow this podcast, and I want more people to listen rather than less. But honestly, if you needed those last clues, we need to have a talk. Anyway, that is the 21 questions done. How'd you go? Would you have got 21, do you think? Would you got 20, 19, 18? Anyone coming in with a solid 10? Whatever you got, I'd love to know. Send me an email, let me know. mike@triviatribe.com.au. I do get some funny emails from people. I'm about to talk about player questions. If you're a regular listener to this show, you will know that I invite you, the listener, to submit trivia questions for me to ask at this final bit of the show. And you might be surprised how many people email me and ask me how to get in contact with me to submit questions for the show. I'm not even kidding. For the record, though, there are 2 ways to do that. If you'd like to contact me about anything, including submitting a trivia question for this final section of the show, 2 ways to do it. You can message me on Facebook. My Facebook page is 21 Questions by Trivia Tribe. Send me a message there. Or you can email me, mike@triviatribe.com.au. I'm not kidding. People email me and ask how to get in contact with me. The world's gone mad. Honestly, look, I love you guys, but I don't understand you. Not even a bit. Anyway, submit a trivia question if you'd like to. Send me a comment. Do whatever you want to do. But player questions. Last step, Liz emailed in how many Australians have taken a hat-trick in Test cricket. She meant the men's team because she put in brackets men's, and the answer is 10. Most recently, Scotty Boland, the Victorian fast bowler, versus West Indies in 2025. Good on you, Scotty. And Liz would have you know that 2 Australian women have Test hat-tricks as well. Very cool question, Liz. It allowed me to talk about cricket, which I ordinarily would not do on this podcast. This episode, Perry has sent in which country was British comedian Spike Milligan born? Now, Perry, I can only imagine that it's not Britain. Otherwise, why would you have put that in the question? So it must be a trick question of some type. I will Google it and I will find out. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. That is 21 questions done. I hope you've had a good time with this. I hope you got a good score, or at least that you found the questions interesting. This podcast comes out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Meet me back here in a couple of days. We'll do the whole thing again. Thank you very much for listening. I love you. Catch you next time.